Hello everybody and welcome to South Korea here today. It's quite wet out on the track right now as we look at Link to get us started for today's session. It looks to be an optimistic one with rather treacherous conditions, let's just say, testing the driver's full ability, and that's Link into a barrier there. Not a good start for the Mercedes driver. As we now look at others looking to start their fastest lap. Dennis, surely the favourite after his wet weather heroics last race in Malaysia. But he's looking here to get a good lap in. As you can see, it's quite bad conditions even for the best of the drivers here. Losing grip pretty much everywhere, although luckily it isn't fully wet, so there is no red flag chances, I don't believe. DRS is going to be deployed regardless of the conditions. Dennis trying to get every second he can out of that car, whether it means being under slight risk of hitting a bump and spinning out. Down into the second sector he now is, looking good so far. He's purple with only I think Math and Querbel competing with him so far on this lap into the second DRS sector. Shaky the Red Bull goes, but it is still fine as we look at Math now looking to complete his lap as well. I think just a little bit further ahead, chasing down Will Martin, who he's had quite the surprise as of recent, having a bit more competition, but just still complete domination from the McLaren driver. Although I'm sure many today will be hoping to change that sort of dominance from the McLaren driver. Dennis now, purple in the second sector. It looks to be a good lap. Mathish, well, completely losing the rear over that last chicane. To the line it will be a 1:54.533 for the Audi driver as we look at Will Martin now about to start his lap, and Dennis there doesn't seem to have completed his lap, so things not going the way of the Red Bull driver on his first lap. As we now look at Will Martin continue that dominance that we've been seeing throughout this entire season. He's gone purple in the first sector, not quickest so far in the second sector. I believe Dennis still holds that purple middle sector, but Will Martin looking to improve on his many poles and race victories this season as he goes up to first position to put it on provisional pole. Quite good there from the McLaren driver. As we also see Victor now looking to complete his first proper lap of the session. It'll be actually no, never mind. We now look on at Querbel looking to complete his first lap of the session. It's green so far in the first two sectors as we can just see some issues with the Antarctic racing car. They're going over a bit of a bump there as well, but he'll manage to get his lap out of the way with 8 minutes left of the session. He puts it second, over 3 seconds from Will there. Victor now looking to improve on his laps previously, but it's only going to turn out to be P3 for the Haas driver, going for a 1:41.795. As we look at Math also complete his lap there. Dennis though, we saw he was quick at the start of the session. He hasn't been able to get a proper lap off since, but he's looking to get one here now. Heading in the final sector, just one corner left to go. Keeps it all together. It looks like a good lap for him. Can he take provisional off Will? He can indeed, and relatively by much, with 7 attempts there from the Red Bull driver. As we now look at Link here, lagging a little bit and into a barrier there. That's not very good. It hasn't been the greatest showing from the Mercedes driver so far this session, but another crash for him. We now take a peek at the Haas driver of Victoro here, looking to set a good lap. He hasn't really set a representative time of what he really can do, as we see sort of Dennis and Will in the 1:38, Victor yet to break past the sub 1:40s, but he is looking very good here into a heavy braking zone after some helping from the DRS system. It's looking good so far for the Haas driver. If he can keep it clean, this does seem to be a good one, as Will, I believe, has just also gone purple in the first sector. Victor there avoiding the deadly chicanes here in South Korea. He looks good so far, a little bit of a bump there, but it doesn't seem to have disturbed his car too much. Green sector 2, so still improvements for the Haas driver, and it's very shaky over the curb there. Seems to have upset his rear balance there, but he looks to go to the line. It's going to be a good one for the Haas driver. Never mind, it's only up to third position there. Must have lost quite a bit in the third sector of the track. If we look at Will now heading into the third sector, can he keep it clean? I do believe he has done quite well here. Just a couple corners left to go. Managed to keep it off those deadly red and white rumble strips. And now heading towards the line. He's picked up a bit of a bump there on his rear, but it looks all good to the line. And it's only... there's no improvement at all whatsoever, actually. He's not improved in the final sector. Driver's really struggling there so far on this session. As we look now at Dennis for an outlap here, he's hit the bumps there. Quite a margin. Flying up is the Haas driver. So we look now at Math here, looking to set a good time. Not really able to put anything too much on the board, but it will be about a minute left of the session to go, so drivers looking to set their final few lap times very, very soon. Expertly navigated there, the Audi driver, as he goes through the final sector here. Looking good so far. 2 green sectors, not setting the world alight, but certainly looking for a good lap in these still very tricky conditions that we've had throughout the session. It will be towards the line, swinging around that final corner quite well there, and to the line it is. An improvement up to P5 for the Audi driver, as we see Querbel here also looking for a good lap to maybe get back ahead of his rival of Victor there. LT Dennis, will be looking to start his last lap of the session. Victor very wide there. I don't believe he'll make it, so this lap will not really count for anything, as we also see Will going green in the middle sector, I believe that is. But as we see Victor, the first driver to take the line, no improvement for him whatsoever. Fairly understandable there, as he didn't quite get the lap he wanted to off here. Will Martin, though, all to do in the final sector to maybe challenge Dennis for his first pole of the season. Will Martin to the line. It's not looking great, and it's no improvement there, picking up a warning in the final sector. Querbel to the line. He gets his third position there, ahead of the Haas driver Victor. Dennis, purple in the first sector. He doesn't really need to, I would imagine, at this stage of the session, as we also see the Audi driver on his first lap of the session, and Leon as well looking to get himself up on the board to start tomorrow's race, maybe 8th, given the difficult... Never mind, he's just got a penalty. So he will... Well, he might be allowed to start 8th, but Dennis also, I don't know, there's no improvement in the second sector, so no improvement from any driver really other than Querbel. JDT towards the line, no improvement from him position-wise regardless, and Math now to the line. It will be no improvement of position, a little bit off his best, but nothing to challenge Victor ahead of him, as Dennis across the line now goes even faster. Just why not? As we look here, Dennis first position for this session, Will Martin second. Not what the McLaren driver would want, but I'm sure he'll have a good stab at it next race. Querbel in third, Victor in fourth, Math in fifth, Link in 6th, it's JDT in 7th, and Leon will round out tomorrow's grid despite not setting a good time. Thank you very much, and we shall see you tomorrow.